Hey everyone, this is John Moore from MPT Now, The Locker, and I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about what it looks like when you start your transformation. So first of all, transformation is a journey. It's not a one-time thing that you quickly jump into and it's done. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and a lot of work. So this could be a physical transformation, mental transformation. There's just so many levels of it. But in what we're going to talk about today would be a just general health and wellness transformation. So first thing we want to look at is when you decide you want to make a change because you're tired of the way you feel, the way you look, the way just everything about you, like you don't have energy, and you want to change everything. You have to look at all the different things that could possibly have to change in your life and ask yourself, are you willing to change them? So a lot of the behaviors that you've been doing for whoever knows how long got you to where you are today, and some of those behaviors need to change. So here's a couple of the questions that we have to ask. Are you willing to change your current level of physical activity? If your transformation goal is like fat loss, or let's say you want to put on more muscle, or you want to do a little bit of all of that, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to do the work to do that? That's number one. So then there's nutrition. Are you willing to go down the road of talking about what you're putting in your body? One of the things would be the types of food that you eat. One thing you'll find about us here at MPT Now, The Locker, we are not fad diet people. We will never endorse one. We will never talk about one in a positive way. So we just generally don't talk about them at all. Because what you need to learn to do is eat what your body needs for the rest of your life. So that's not a quick fix. It's not something you can do for a month. It's a lifestyle change, and that's part of the transformation. So one of the things is your feeding times, and I call it feeding times instead of eating times, and we will talk about that specifically on another one of our YouTube videos. But this one, just in general, is feeding. When do you feed your body? Are you feeding it at the right time, or are you just shoving food in your mouth when you want? So that's something that you have to look at. Are you willing to change that? So I had to write all this stuff down. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this, so I don't want to forget anything, so I wrote it down, and you should be writing this down as well. Another thing is your water. Are you hydrating? We will do a specific YouTube video on just water alone, so I'm not going to get into too much detail on that. But the big question is, are you drinking the right kind of water, and are you actually hydrating from drinking it? Because you may not be. You'll be surprised. So that's one of the things. Another one is your sleep. Do you get good quality sleep, not quantity sleep? That will be another YouTube video as well, talking about your sleep and how important that is, because if you're not sleeping well, all this other stuff that you're doing is not going to be as effective on your body. So we'll talk about that as well. So looking at like your lifestyle. So if you're making a transformation and part of it is reflected on the fact that you don't have time, that's something you need to look at. Are you willing to change your schedule to make some of these lifestyle changes? If you're not, you need to reevaluate. You're not necessarily ready for your transformation. There's a lot of stuff on here. So like talking about picking a personal trainer, if it's a fitness one, picking the right nutritionist if you're going down that path, because some nutritionists out there, they get stuck on the latest fad and they want you to do that. That's not the kind of nutritionist that we would recommend. We personally know some that would never do that, and we can connect people to names of nutritionists that are trying to find out what your body needs to put in it to get to your goal. We all can agree that we have basic needs. We have nutrition needs to stay alive, and we need to be hydrated. Those two things we can all agree on. What they look like in everybody's body could be slightly different. And you need to know what they are. You can't just look at your neighbor and say, I want to do what they're doing, because it may not work for you. So starting your transformation, there's a lot of questions that need to be asked. So if you have questions about what we're talking about, like if this doesn't make sense, feel free to comment below. We'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. We want this to be an interactive YouTube channel, not just tons of information, but we are going to give you a lot of information in the whole health, wellness, and fitness realm. So it's coming. We'll be a little controversial on some things that people may not agree with. We're not trying to tell anybody what to do, but we want you to think about what you're doing to make sure you're making the right choice for you. So those are basically some of the things you need to think about when you're starting your transformation. You might have to ease into it, but the biggest thing is finding someone to talk to that's actually on your side to help you through this journey, because it is a long journey with milestones. And then part of the way through, once you establish your goal, you might have to reevaluate your end result goal because things will change along the way. Let's say if you're doing a fat loss goal and you pick a size, like if you want to be, let's say you're a size 20 and you say, I want to be a solid size 8, but you get to a solid 12 and you're like, whoa, this is actually really cool. I like where I am and this is good. And your body may like that. So you have to be willing to reevaluate what your goals are through the journey. So there's a little bit on starting your transformation and what it looks like. So we would love for people to start their transformation. We would love to help you through that. And we are here to help any way we can. So comment, subscribe, we'll let you know what's going on, and we will be on this little journey together. So stay tuned. We will be back with more information on health, wellness, and fitness.